What's up, YouTube, man? What's up, my Esquire family, man? This is Dale Kelly again from Esquire Trucking and Logistics, man. Before I start this video, man, if you're watching it, please subscribe, like, and comment, man. If you're new to the page, I'm here with my guy, Ken V.
Yo, what's good?
So today, man, we're actually in his truck, man. Pretty nice truck, man. Pretty spacious, man. I know a lot of you guys have never seen the inside of a truck, don't even know what it looks like, but it's pretty nice, man. You can actually live in here, man. Even at first, I didn't really know what a truck looked like in the inside, but I'm happy today that I got this experience to actually be here, and I'm grateful to the Esquire families and very appreciative and grateful to have this opportunity with Ken. Today, he showed me around on the load, took me on the load. He's a truck driver, but he's been driving very, very experienced, man. He's been driving for a couple of years, so I'm still
like this time last year I started. I mean, 2 years ago.
Yeah, so like I'm still in CDL at school, and I know a couple of you guys may have questions and stuff from that's like in school or just graduated, so I'm going to get into it. So my first question would be, man, like, what was the hardest part of transitioning from CDL school to being a driver? What was your hardest part, or the most challenging, you could say?
It's like the real world, because CDL school isn't really the real world. All you're doing is just basically learning like the fundamentals.
Right.
So you basically just gotta learn how to take the fundamentals and like put them into the real world. It's kind of difficult at first because it's driving in different states, big truck, running a bunch of little cars. So just like transitioning, like learning how to park in the real world, because learning how to park in CDL school is a lot different than parking in the real world. So just learning how to like transition the fundamentals to the real world.
What parking maneuver would you say that you use the most in the real world? Because in CDL school, we're working on our offset, we're working on a 90-degree parking, or straight back.
For real, I really just like angle myself at the best position and then just go from there. So like CDL school doesn't really teach you how to be a truck driver. It just teaches you like
the basics.
Not even the basics. It just teaches you like the bare minimum, just so you can, just learn how to maneuver. But even then, when you get in the real world, it's going to be a lot more difficult, and it's going to be a lot more, it's not going to be nothing like CDL school. I don't even I've never done an offset in my life. So I'll probably say, I use straight back the most.
Okay.
I just thought about that. I use straight back the most.
Okay.
But I don't ever really do 90s, and I don't ever do offsets.
And it's crazy, in CDL school, we usually think our straight back is the 90s, and I see so many people, even in my class, they're so eager to go from the straight back and just leave from that and start doing the 90 in the offset parking. But again, he literally just said that the parking maneuver that he uses the most is straight backs. And I see a lot of people in my school right now, they still even haven't got the hang of knowing how to do their straight back. So again, guys, if you're in school right now, don't overlook the straight back. Don't just rush past it because you feel like you got everything else, man. Make sure you guys focus on the straight back. So my other question would be, how long were you in training for then when you got out of CDL school?
I trained with my pops, so I probably drove on the road with my pops for like 3 months.
3 months.
Then he got his own truck, and then I started driving like by myself.
All right.
As like an independent contractor / company driver.
Okay.
So it took me like 3 months of training.
To really like get the hang of driving, or like how long you think it took you like to really get the hang of it and really start?
Probably like 6 to 9 months.
6 to 9 months.
Yeah, to like really feel like, oh, okay, I got this. Because even when I went by myself, it was different. Like when you go by yourself, it's a difference than when you drive with somebody else. Like,
right.
You can't. When I was driving with my pops, I could just turn to him and ask him a question.
Right. It kind of makes me think about when you're riding a bike at first, you got the training wheels on, and then take it off, and you just
different. Yeah. So it took me like 6 to 9 months to like get super, super comfortable. Okay. But then it's also phases to it. Like I was even more comfortable after a year. I'm even more comfortable after 2 years. Like after 2.5 years, I'm be even more comfortable. So it's really just about repetition. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're gonna feel, the more automatic it's gonna become.
So when you first started driving, like how often could you drive? Like what could you do? How often could you drive?
Probably only could drive like 3 hours at a time.
And why was that?
It was just difficult. Like driving longer than 3 hours, I would just get bored and tired. I can't do it no more.
So whenever you got tired, you would just pull over and just like take a nap or something like that?
No, like that's when I first started driving, I was driving with my pop, so he'd just start driving, like he'd just take over. So like just slowly, like started with 3 hours, then went up to 4, then went up to 6, then went up to 7, 8, you only can drive up to 8 hours.
So gradually, man, you just kept progressing, man. You kept putting the time in, you kept working,
Exactly.
and you kept doing the 8 after month. So again, like it wasn't something that he could just hop in. Like I said, this all the time in the videos. So I tip my hat off to the truckers and stuff, man. Truck drivers out there. It wasn't just anything he could just hop in and get the hang of it like that. Even after passing CDL school, he had to sit here and put the time in and steady, gradually learn and progress and get better. So that's pretty dope, man. If you had to recommend something to CDL drivers that's in school now or that just graduated, what would you recommend? Like, what would be your best advice you could give them?
I would say just come up with a plan. A lot of people don't have plans. A lot of people just get into stuff just because like they desperate or they see other people doing it. Or I would say just come up with like a real concrete plan, like who you want to drive for, how long you want to drive, what your plan is, where you want to invest your money. Like you got to come up with a concrete plan, like really write your goals down. That's like the most important thing because you don't want to. Like nobody want to be a truck driver for 20 or 30 years. It's not even healthy to be a truck driver that long.
So it's not healthy.
I mean, if you driving truck for 20 years, like it's not you sitting down all the time. Like it's not good on your body. It's not good on your health. Like so, you got to figure out a way to like exit the trucking industry, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. But you don't want to get stuck in trucking. So I feel like it's important to come up with a plan and execute the plan.
That's really dope, man. So, Mr. How many states have you really drove to, man, since you've been driving?
Like 47 out of 50.
47 out of 50 states, man. What's your favorite state to drive in?
I don't really, like my favorite state to drive in is probably like Oklahoma and Texas because it's like, it's real flat.
Okay.
But like the best looking states is like the West. So like Utah, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Colorado, California, Arizona.
Stuff
Like
like
those
that.
states are like really nice, but they're hard to drive in because it's a lot of mountains, it's a lot of curves. Like in Oregon, it's a lot of curves, and it's a lot of curves, and the weather is really bad. So I don't like driving through those states. Those are the like best looking states.
What's your least favorite state? If you had to pick out of all the states that you've been to, your least favorite.
I wouldn't be like a least favorite, just be like regions. Like I don't really like driving in Northwest, so like Oregon, Washington, Wyoming, Idaho. I don't really like driving over there, and I also don't like driving on the East Coast. So like New York, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Maryland. Like so, it's just like regions because like every state is different. So it's different things I don't like about each state. Like in the Northwest, weather is really really bad. Like the weather is terrible. Like you get 15, 16, 20 inches of snow.
Okay. That's
and
crazy.
You gotta put chains on and stuff like that. So like I don't want to be in that.
You had to do a lot of downshifting as well, driving with the...
Yeah, if you drop a stick, but if you drop an automatic, it do everything for you.
Okay.
But then the East Coast is just low bridges, tight streets, expensive tolls. So I want to say it's like it's not one particular state I don't like driving. It's like certain regions that I don't like to drive in.
Okay, man. And I definitely like the trucker hat he got going on right now, man. You guys can see, man, he has a brand card, the rear fuel, man. It's a dope hat. So right now you're 24 years old and you're an owner operator, right?
Yeah.
So how many trucks do you own yourself right now?
I own one truck fully and then I lease the other truck. But I got 2 trucks, so basically say I got 2 trucks.
2 trucks and how many drivers?
One driver, I just hired another one, so I'm working on my second driver right now. Just took him through the whole hiring process, drug screen, background check, MBR. Then he's gonna start training after Thanksgiving.
Okay, so you guys heard this, man. He's 24, man. We're in one of his trucks right now. He has 2 drivers right now at 24 years old, man.
Facts.
He started driving 2 years ago. He's already upscaling in the business, stuff like that. Like, I'll tell you guys this. I don't know if you guys know this part of my story yet, but when I got into the trucking business, I actually brought him up. And I was creating my LLC and stuff like that. And somebody laughed at me telling me that I could upscale in the business and have a couple trucks and a couple drivers, or a few trucks and a few drivers in the years that he's done it. So I'm here, man. It's inspiration, man. It's inspiring and to even actually be with somebody and close to somebody right now who's 24 and 2 drivers on the road and driving himself. So that's pretty dope to see, man. Hats off to Cans for doing great things. Just doing great right now, man. He's killing the trucking game right now, man. So hats off to him. And I'm trying to think of my last question I can ask you for the people, what they really, I wonder what they would want to hear, what they would like to hear, man, what they would like to know. What's your favorite truck to buy if you're looking for a truck? How do you determine like what type of truck to buy?
It really just depends on preference. It just depends on like your experience with the trucks. Like, I've driven multiple trucks. I've driven a Volvo, I've driven a Freightliner, I've driven a Mack Anthem, I've driven a Western Star. I never drove a Peterbilt or a Kenworth. I really like the Freightliners the most, just because they're the most common trucks on the road.
Right.
They got the most dealerships. They got like the most repair shops. Like, most mechanics know how to work on Freightliners. There's a lot of space in these trucks. I like the shape of them. So I've driven like 4 different trucks, so I really like the Freightliner, but there's people who don't like the Freightliner. So it really just depends on like getting the experience. So you got to drive in, as many different trucks and as many different brands as you can. And then you got to, pick which one you feel is going to be best, like for you and your company and like the growth of your business.
Okay. That's dope, man. That makes a lot of sense. Right now, man, we're in the Freightliner right now. And before I end the video, guys, I just want to say, man, thank you again, man, to Ken, man, for allowing us to pick up a load with him today, man.
Yes, sir.
And get a taste of the real world. Because like I said, man, I'm testing out tomorrow, guys. I'm going to get my CDL. I'm going to make a video about that to you guys. I'm going to let you guys know how that went. But right now, man, we're actually on the road right now. This is the Freight. It's pretty dope in the inside, man. I know a lot of you don't know what it actually looks like in the inside of a truck, but I'm gonna get up and just kind of show you guys what all I can show you. Right here, like you said, it's pretty spaces back here, man. You have a bed at the top. You have a bed right here, man. Right here will be where your microwave is at. Have like a little storage and like a little closet area right here. And just a lot of spaces, man. So this is a Freightliner, guys. I hope I was able to show you guys it the right way. I couldn't really flip the camera, but man, thank you guys, man. Tune in next time, man. My Esquire family, man. Please like and subscribe and comment on the video, man. Let me know how you guys like it. Thank you.